Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face of nothing new. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. I was going through my videos a few days ago and I realized I try to do these I don't know, once a month or so, and I've done some shop my stash videos, but not just a full face of nothing new. I love these videos. They are so much fun. They were, I believe, started by Ali Glines here on YouTube, and just a good way, kind of like a shop my stash, to use products other than all of the new launches that are coming out and will be coming out in the next few months as we get closer to the holiday season. So we're going to be doing that today. I picked out a bunch of things you may recognize. A lot of these products are actually things that I have loved in the past and you've heard me kind of rave about, but I haven't been using them lately. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And if you are new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. Let's get into it. I did pick a primer today. I picked the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. This is kind of the first primer I ever bought that I genuinely felt like made a difference. Probably about, I don't know, a year ago or so when I was kind of starting to test primers a little bit more. This is one of the ones that I bought and I really, really like it because it does kind of smooth your skin. So if you have texture, this will help, but it's not a super silicone-y feeling primer, but it still has that smoothing quality to it. Okay, for corrector today, we're gonna use the Exa High Fidelity Color Corrector. This was it still is one of my favorites. I haven't used it as much lately, but if you are looking for a good medium to full coverage color corrector, this is a really, really nice one from Exa. It's the Credo in-house brand, I'm pretty sure. So Credo Beauty, if you're not familiar, it's a clean beauty website, and I believe they have some retail stores also. I don't have one near me, but they sell all clean beauty brands. And Exa, I believe, is their in-house brand. And I'm just using my AOA Studio little kabuki concealer brush to blend this in. So you can see it does a really good job of correcting the blue and purple tones I have under my eyes. This formula is actually pretty similar, I would say, to the Huda Beauty, the new faux filter one. That one I think is a little bit thinner. The consistency is a little bit thinner. This one is just a little bit thicker, but they are very similar and the way they look on the eyes is very similar. All right, for foundation, this was a pretty easy pick. I really wanted to use these again. So this is the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. One of my favorite drugstore foundations I've ever used, honestly. I bought this, I guess it was right around the time that it released, and I think this is such a beautiful foundation. I actually have two shades in it. I have 117 and 217. I just pumped out 217, but I think 217 might be okay. Okay, so that is it there. This is such a pretty foundation. If you've been watching me, you'll probably remember me raving about this when I first tried it out. It is so just beautiful. It reminds me of a high-end foundation. It really does. The way it looks, the way it feels on your skin. I don't know. I just absolutely love it. It is very, very hydrating. It does have more of a radiant finish, so if you don't really like that, you might not like this. And it's definitely not like a full coverage or anything. It's very, very light. But, oh, it is so pretty, you guys. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, as I blend this in, it honestly kind of reminds me of the new Glossier foundation, which I just used for the first time in one of my trying new makeup videos, or it was my birthday haul video where I showed some new makeup that I bought recently, and in that video I used the Glossier foundation. And still loving the Glossier foundation. I think it is absolutely beautiful, but yeah, that is actually really what this is reminding me of, except the Glossier, I would say the formula is a little bit thicker, like the consistency is a little bit more on the thick side, but the way they look and apply on the skin is very, very similar. Actually, I think 217 is a good color. I have 117, and I think 117 was the initial color that I had in this one, but I ended up buying another color in it a few months ago because I love it so much. And I think this is actually a good match for me at the moment. Also, I cleaned all my makeup brushes yesterday, and so I'm using a clean 106 right now. I have like 4 of these, but they're always dirty. All of them are always dirty because I use them so much. So I went through and literally cleaned everything really, really well yesterday. And is there any better feeling than using all clean makeup brushes? I really don't think that there is. I mean, you guys, this foundation, if you could see it in real life, I am telling you, it is the most natural skin-like looking foundation. It is just, every time I use it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so incredibly pretty. Oh, I love it. And it did really well actually over that Rare Beauty primer. So, all right, for concealer, I picked out 2, but I think we're gonna go with this one, another drugstore favorite and has been for a few years at this point. This is the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer in the shade Vanilla. Again, I think this is, well, I'll just say this is my favorite drugstore concealer by far. If I could only have one based on everything that I've tried, it would be this one. It is just perfection. It's beautiful. It's very thin, very, very lightweight, pretty good coverage for how thin it is. And it's also beautiful just all over your face, just as like foundation. I'm gonna use the Angie Kitten Paw brush to blend this in. Mine, like I said, I cleaned all my brushes, so this brush has been dirty for a while, so I haven't been using it. But I believe when this video is going up, or maybe a few days after, I'll have to put it in the description box, but I think BK Beauty is doing a sale on the Angie brushes, I'm pretty sure, and it's either this week or beginning of next week, but I'll put it in the description box. They emailed me and told me about it, but now I can't remember exactly what the dates were. But I think it's to celebrate the anniversary. It's the 2-year anniversary of these Angie brushes. And I think they're actually launching something new too, I think, in the next few days or so. Her brush set is so nice. All 7 brushes in there. Highly recommend all of them. I use all of them. There's no brush in there that I don't use. I love this one, but I also love the angled brush that I use a lot for cream blush and bronzer. They are really, really nice brushes. Okay, I think I'm gonna use powder bronzer today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my powder. I pulled out the NARS Light Reflecting Powder. This is just the translucent one. I really like this powder, but I don't use it much. I don't know why. This is just not one that I pull out a lot. I think it's because I don't always gravitate towards powders that are white, like these crystal looking powders. I don't really know why, because they really don't show up on your skin, but I don't know, something about like the white color, I'm not like drawn to them a lot. But this is a really nice undetectable powder. I mean, truly it looks like nothing on your skin. For bronzer, this is another throwback I haven't used lately, but I love it, and it's the Maybelline powder in a darker shade for my skin tone. So this one is 320 Natural Tan, and I think it was, I'm trying to remember, I think I bought this towards the beginning of this year, or maybe it was the end of 2022 when I did the full face of Maybelline. I think that's when I bought this because I wanted to try it as bronzer and I ended up loving it. And this is such a good hack, you guys. If you've never tried this before, you can do it with creams also. You could do it with like a cream concealer for cream bronzer. But if you've never tried like a face powder in a darker tone as a bronzer, this is your sign. I don't know, I guess they're designed to be like coverage products and to really apply well to your skin. So I don't know if it's that or they just apply so beautifully used in a darker shade. So this is your sign if you needed one. All right, for blush, I wanted to pull this out again. Haven't used the Mario blush veils lately, and you can in fact apply these over powder. And this one is Perfect Pink that I'm using right now. I was gonna use the more neutral color one, Nearly Neutral, or is that right? Nearly Neutral? I was gonna use that one, but I don't know, I was kind of in the mood for this pink today. Let's move on to the brows. I pulled out the Rare Beauty Brow Fill Duo. One of my favorite products again that I kind of been neglecting for the last few weeks, but I absolutely love this stuff. I also have her new brow pencil that came out a few months ago, and I like the new brow pencil, but I like this better. I just love this product. I don't know if it's this product itself or like this type of product, but I am loving this type of, is this a brow pomade? I don't really know. So I'm using the darker shade in the Duo to kind of outline the top of my brow. I love this little duo from Rare Beauty so much that it really makes me curious even more about the Danessa Myricks palette, the Groundwork palette, which is out now. And I know some of you have told me that you got it and you love it, but I'm so undecided about that palette. I want it. I don't know if I would use it, but the people that I've seen using it love it and it looks great on them, especially in their brows. So if you have it, let me know. I know a lot of you, or a few of you, commented on one of my last videos that you did get it and you really like it. So I am very, very tempted. But I also learned from you guys in one of my last videos in the comments that I guess the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette is coming back, supposedly, which I think is a very smart move on their part. I don't know why they would make that palette limited edition when it was so popular, but I think what I read in my comments was the end of September, 1st of October, it's coming back, and maybe he's bringing back another. Like there's gonna be 2 of them, which if he does, then oh my gosh, I am here for that. I love that palette. And I want to be able to use it more in videos, so I would really appreciate if they would bring it back because I always feel like I can't, that palette in particular, not that I can't use, you know, limited edition or palettes that aren't available anymore, but that one in particular, I just always feel so bad because those palettes go on like Poshmark, eBay, all those reseller sites for like $400. It's insane. I always feel bad when I use it in videos when you can't get it unless you pay like an astronomical price for it. So I would really, really be excited if they would bring it back. For brow gel, I'm going to use this little mini from Benefit, the Brow Setter. I really want the Rare Beauty brow gel, but last time I looked, it was out of stock on Sephora, so I will be ordering that when it comes back. because I've heard really great things about it, but I also really, really like this Benefit one. I'm gonna prime my eyes with this Sigma eyeshadow stick in the shade Ignite. I'm gonna blend that in with the 206 from BK Beauty. I'm gonna do a liquid shadow, I think, for the base of my eyes. I'm gonna use this. This was one of my favorites for quite a while, the Ilia Liquid Powder Matte Eye Tint in the shade Adobe. It's a really pretty, just light, warm brown. Kind of reminds me, honestly, of the new Merit shadows that I bought, the single shadow in Vachetta. This color is very, very similar. It's just a liquid. And this one, staying power is very good. The only thing I would say is you kind of have to work quickly with it. You can't really mess around with these because once they start to dry down, they get a little bit more difficult to blend, but they do stay and they last well for that reason. But because of that, I do find I usually need to do like one eye at a time just to make sure I don't create a mess on my eyes. But they are nice and they last very, very well. You just kind of have to work quick. And then for the palette, I really wanted to pull this one out because this has been a long-time favorite eyeshadow palette for me, the Charlotte Super Nudes palette. I think I'm going to go into the gray right here with just a fluffy crease brush. And I am going to start this in the outer corner of my eye and then kind of go over the crease with it as well, over where we put that Ilia shade. So we're kind of mixing in cooler tone with that warmer base, which I actually really like doing. All right, and then I'm gonna go into the cream shade right here. And I'm gonna pop this kind of right here in the center of my lid, just to add a little bit of that bright color there. I'm gonna take a little bit of the black and then this kind of purpley brown. So it's gonna take a little bit of both and do a little bit of a soft liner with this, or with those two shades. Then I'm gonna go into this warm brown down here, and I'm gonna use this on the lower lash line. I love that shade, so pretty. Okay, the only other thing I pulled out was this, the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner. I was gonna try to put this on my waterline, my lower waterline. I have done this in the past, and sometimes I find it really makes my eyes water. I like how it looks. It's kind of a cream color. It's in the shade Super Bright. I like the way it looks, but it feels very odd in my waterline. But I like that it's not like a stark white. It's more of a cream. I thought I was recording, but I guess I forgot to hit record. I just put a little bit of this Sephora 12-hour contour eye pencil in my waterline in the shade Tiramisu. Curled my lashes, and now we're gonna use YSL Lash Clash in brown because this is one of the few high-end mascaras that I actually think is absolutely worth the money, and I will buy it again. I'm telling you, this is a fantastic mascara. Fantastic mascara. I will be buying another one, and this tube has been open for a long time. I don't know how long, but it's been open for a long time. And I keep thinking it's gonna be like dried out when I go to use it, but it just keeps going. I mean, that's just like one light coat of it, but oh my gosh. It is good, you guys, it is good. For the lips, there were a bunch of lip liners I considered, but I pulled out this one. This is Maybelline in Totally Toffee. Such a good color, and I haven't used it recently. So we're gonna use this. Love that shade. And then maybe let's do Honey Love from MAC. Just kidding. That's not what I want. I was not feeling that color with this makeup, so we're gonna switch to this e.l.f. lipstick in Dirty Talk. The other one was a little too peachy for this look. And let's see, I'm gonna add a little bit more Totally Toffee. I'm gonna take a little bit of this Mario blush and just add a little bit of that to the lips. Then I want to do a little bit of gloss. We're going to use Fenty in the shade Fussy Heat. Fussy goes with everything, I swear. All right, you guys, that is everything for this full face of nothing new. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, using some products I have not used recently, some old favorites that I'm really happy that I pulled out again. That foundation, I'm gonna say it again, if you haven't tried it, try it. I'm telling you, unless you have super oily skin or you like a fuller coverage, then maybe skip it. But it is so beautiful on your skin, I'm telling you. I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but it is one of the most beautiful drugstore foundations ever. These videos are so much fun to film. I definitely want to get back in the habit of doing at least one of these a month. I'm really happy that I pulled out some of these things again because yeah, this is all really great makeup that I have raved about. And you know, as new things come out, I try new things, I'm testing new things, I'm doing videos on new things, but I always want you to know what the products are that I still love and I still would recommend to this day. And this is pretty much a full face of those products. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. I will have all of the products I used today listed and linked below for you. I do use affiliate links, so I do make a commission if you shop through them. That supports this channel. Please follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.